Enchanted Horse. The king of Persia held court in the city of Shiraz. People came from all over the world to offer him gifts and tributes. One day, an Indian came to his court with a wooden horse richly caparisoned, wishing the king would take it and reward him. Apart from its jeweled saddle, bridle, and clothes, the king did not see what was special about it. "It is an enchanted horse, sir," explained the Indian. "It can fly you anywhere you wish and return in a flash." The king asked him to demonstrate this by fetching a flower from a neighboring mountain. The Indian mounted, vanished, and returned within an hour with the flower. The king wanted the horse. He told the Indian to ask whatever he wished in return for it. The Indian asked for the hand of the king's daughter, which made the king's son angry. The prince vanishes. The king's son, Prince Firoz Shah, was angry at the Indian's request. He said he was not convinced and wanted to test the horse. Without waiting to find out how to bring the horse down, Firoz mounted and rushed off, vanishing from everyone's sight. The king was so anxious and angry that he imprisoned the Indian. He ordered that if the prince didn't return, the Indian would be executed. The prince searched for his palace and finally arrived at night, outside a palace. Everyone was asleep, so he went past the guards and attendants till he reached a room where a beautiful princess lay asleep on a couch. He gently woke her up, startling her. But when he threw himself at her mercy, she said she was Princess of Bengal. They fell in love and she wished him to meet her father. The Revenge. The prince wished to meet the king of Bengal with his attendants and proper respect. With them, he suggested that they should go away to Shiraz and return later for his blessings. He took the princess on the enchanted horse to a mansion outside Shiraz. "I will tell my father and then take you with all honor and ceremony to the palace," he told her, leaving her there. The king of Persia was overjoyed to see the prince, who told him about the princess. Before leaving for the mansion, the king ordered the release of the Indian who had been in prison for 3 months. He also gave him back his horse. The Indian was angry at the injustice he had received. He rode the horse and kidnapped the princess. The king of Persia and Prince Firoz were horrified to see them flying over the palace. The prince immediately decided he would search for his bride all over the world. The Sultan of Kashmir. The Indian brought the horse down in a beautiful valley on a mountain. He asked the princess to marry him, but the princess screamed. The Sultan of Kashmir was riding by and heard her. The Indian said she was his wife, but the princess said he was lying and she fainted. The Sultan ordered to execute the Indian and the princess was carried to his palace. He began preparations to marry her. The unhappy princess pretended to be very ill. Doctors were called, but there seemed to be no cure for her illness. The prince, who had reached Kashmir, heard of the princess' illness and went to her dressed as a physician. She began recovering as soon as she recognized Firoz. He told the Sultan that if the horse on which she arrived was brought to her, she would recover fully. As soon as the horse came, he and the princess flew back to Shiraz.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.